Alright, so I came home this morning from work. Decided to come out and have a look at my fresh rained on garden. I got my little blackberry bushes here. Getting some things on them. Not a whole lot yet. I'm letting this asparagus go to seed because it needs another year or two before I'm ready to pick it. Even though I planted from crowns, I just like to let it get bigger. And here's what it looks like after a rain. I did already start to do a few things and then remembered I probably ought to take a video just to remember what I'm doing. See, the borage has just gone to town. I'm hoping that's helping bring in some good bugs and keep out some bad bugs. But at least a bee. Yeah. And then got some honeydew that are starting to grow a little bit. Look at that. There's another little borage coming up. That one just seeded itself. Got some radishes just about ready to pick. Let's see. Everything is just so wet and muddy. Oh, the beans are starting to climb up the tripod. I made that out of sunflower stalks that I let dry over the winter. I'll try to get some more growing so I can do that again. It works pretty well. Transplanted some strawberries this week. They're doing okay. Not beautiful, but okay. I'm gonna have to thin out these collards that I just kind of scattered. See what I can get done with those. I literally just let this onion seed itself all over. I'm hoping that some more will pop up, so I'll get some onions this year from it. Let's see, some of my squash plants, still no squash bugs, but some of them's looking a little wimpy, and I'm not sure what's up with that, if it's too much rain or some other bug that I just haven't seen yet. We shall have to watch. My tomatoes are starting to climb up a little bit. I clipped them up the other day. My favorite, oh my absolute favorite, is a climbing squash. I got a little picture in there. I'll have to get you of the actual squash on there. There's one I should be able to pick in a couple days. And the rest of the strawberry patch over here. And then, there you go, a little bit of an overview. Now over here, I have another squash plant going. I've got my beans and some tomatoes. Trying that Florida weave on these ones over here just to see what happens. These are mostly determinate Roma tomatoes. And I'm also trying some cedar mulch animal bedding. It worked really well for my garlic, so I'm kind of hoping that it will work well for this. I did plant some little flowers in between. They haven't started doing any flowering yet, but they're pretty young yet. And then I have some peppers on the ends and artichokes. So we'll see if they do anything this year. And then the rest of my asparagus go into seed. Alright, my husband and I worked on this, mostly him. I was just a helper. He built me some tomato trellises. The idea was kind of sort of mine, but he put it together and made all the final work just with some old wood we had laying around, so it may not last terrible long, but it's enough to see if it works. Planted these tomatoes in these buckets that I tried to make my own little self-watering planters. So far so good. We're just bringing them up. I got some paracord. That's what they're trailing up on. Just to see how they do this year with that. That's going to be sweet potatoes when I get it filled up, but I haven't filled it up yet. I've got my slips in the greenhouse, but I don't have my bag ready yet. I do have a pretty good sized tomato, but it's kind of cat-faced, so it could be kind of interesting to cut if it gets ripe for me. Alright, this is where I planted some flowers just the other day. Hopefully that'll bring in even more pollinators here, because I'm going to be pulling out this carrot that's gone to seed. There's several of them in here. They are just getting in the way. They do a great job of bringing in the pollinators and the beneficial insects, but I'm going to have to at least trim them back because they're getting to be too much. Oh, I lost my bee. Here we go. Gotta have my bee gnome. There we are. Hopefully should have some dahlias pretty soon. That time just getting bigger every year. I will have to continue pulling out lettuce. I've been pulling some lettuce out today already a little bit. And over here is one of the climbing squash. It doesn't really have a whole lot on it yet, but it's just a little behind the other one. But this is how they grow. And this is the other climbing squash on the other side of this garden. And you see it's come up pretty good ways up the trellis. But it's got already like a little one that's waiting to open up. And it's got another one that's growing pretty well. And with any luck, in a couple days, maybe 2 or 3 days, I'll be eating that. Because these are my favorite. Got some tomatoes here and there. Gotta do a little weeding. It has rained a lot this week, but I will try to catch up my weeding. Oh, my nasturtium bloomed. Oh my gosh, I didn't even see that. I did not know. Look. These are supposed to be the ones that trail up, climb. So I planted it next to the fence, but we'll see what it does. But those are pretty. I like those. Alright, let's see, over here, lemon squash. I have picked a lemon squash. I have another one just about ready to pick. And I think by the time I have that one and maybe one more squash, I'm going to make me a squash casserole, I think. Over here, just a few little greens in amongst the watermelon and okra. I've just got things kind of planted everywhere. This cabbage, okay, I'm very excited that I can grow the cabbage, but apparently the bugs are also very excited about that because they have just demolished the cabbage. But I'm okay with that because they're leaving other stuff alone for the most part. And that's encouraging because it's almost working like a trap crop. Cucumbers. I have not found any actual cucumbers yet, just little blossoms like this one. But he's not going to be ready for a few days yet. Some more carrots that went to seed. I'll let the lovage go to seed. Just all these big umbrous plants like this make these big, like, umbrella looking flowers. They're just a huge help to the garden, and they look pretty too, so I like to leave them as long as I can, as long as they're not in the way. Now, of course, this behind it is a weed. I'm going to have to go and dig that out of there, but overall, these are the helpful ones. And in front of that garden, like right back there is where the climbing squash is. I've got some pretty canna lilies came up. And my lemon thyme is doing pretty well. A little bucket of random things that I planted. No idea if any of that will do anything, but I just kind of threw some extra things in there. Another dahlia. More flower starts. Probably a few more weeds. Because, that happens. I did start up here already pulling some of the lettuce that's gone to seed out. So I got to start on that. Got my tomatoes coming up the trellis. Tried to wind him up. I don't know, he looks a little limpy. But we'll see what he does. And this corn is getting pretty good. It's tall, starting to tassel out a little bit. So hopefully some silks will start forming soon, but I haven't seen any on this side yet. It's a different variety than what I have on the other side. These peas, I'm gonna have to shell. They're a little too far gone for me to eat pod and all, but they'll still be good on the dinner table. I'm gonna need to dry me some kale because this kale has just gone nuts. And after it dries, I'll be saving the seed from this cilantro. let some of it seed itself. This is probably going to seed itself quite a bit. But overall, I'll be saving a bunch of that. Got tomatoes, green beans. I left this onion in from last year as well. I just like those flowers. So do the bees. Got the new corn coming up on the other side of this row. It's doing well. These tomatoes, I'm going to need to actually clip them up, but they're actually growing up pretty good without being clipped. I'm kind of surprised. They usually fall over. I just have random varieties. And then over here, this variety of corn has got the silks going. I've been hand pollinating that because I planted them in straight rows and that's not ideal. But I just don't have space for a real corn patch. If I get any corn, I'll be super happy. And then underneath the corn, my beets are looking great. And I'm going to have to pick some beets soon because they are bulbing up down here. And I'll be making pickled beets. Put in some ground cherries this week. Had started those in the greenhouse. So I've got some on this side and some on that side as well. Let's see. Oh, this spinach, I'm not sure what I'm going to think of this spinach. It's a different variety. I've never tried it, but I'm going to be trying to get some of that before it goes off the rest of the way to seed. And then I do have chard growing up in between and a few more mustards because these are going to need to come out because they are way going to flower, and I have pumpkins I need to plant, so they're going to go on the end there. More tomatoes. Oh, I let the radishes go to seed. Let me show you a trick with that. Alright, so here are radishes that have gone to seed. They're French breakfast, that's my favorite kind. And when they go to seed, they turn into these seed pods. And if you get them when they're juicy like this, and not really soft, they don't have like a hollow spot in them or anything. These are awesome. They taste just like a radish. Really mild though, no bite. Except for the bite I took. Oh, I might get some more peas too. I have a few that are still growing up in between the corn. These are the really big avalanche peas. They didn't get as big as I had hoped they would, but I might get a few out of them. My peas didn't do as well as normal this year. A lot of rain. They're not real fond of that. See, all this lettuce in my salad bar is going to seed, so I'm needing to pull all of this out. I do have new started in a pot by the house, so it'll stay cooler. Hopefully last a little longer, but I also have more planted in between things. And I think this area will get like summer salad things. I just have to decide yet. It's one of those things I'll just start planting what feels right. And that's pretty much this part of the garden anyway. Looks like a hot mess, but it's a fun mess. I'll be out here most of the day playing with this till I get too tired. And then I do have some things that are planted over here by the pond. I moved some of my sage up here that needs weeded in this pot, so just overlook the weeds. And I'm trying something up here. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's just awful. Hold on. I gotta do a little reconnaissance work here. No, you don't. Alright, got him. Gotta watch out for them. They're gonna try to come and take my squash before I get any. This is actually a melon. This is oh nope, this is a white scallop. This is the banana melon next to it. And then I just have planted in there some flowers. Trying to make this area really pretty. Still have some work to do on it, but overall, not too bad. I went and got some new pebbles to kind of fill in where they're needing a little extra. Got some more flowers started there. And then on my little patio, all the bulbs are coming up back here pretty well. And I'm hoping to start using this chimenea probably this weekend. But when I sit out here, like just from this chair, I can kind of overlook most of my gardens pretty well. This makes me happy. It's my happy place. I also have all these hostas and other flowers filling in this area next to the patio. And then I work my way over here, and the blackberries are just beautifully coming along. Don't mind any kind of dog issue you see. I have scooped a lot today, but I might miss a few. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, yep. Yep. Little tart yet. That one's a little young. See if I find another one that pop off easier. I'm just too excited for them. I'll eat a few tart ones before I get to the good ones. There you go. That one is juicier, not as tart. And I think this afternoon I'm going to cut a lot of this mint back, make some chimichurri, and see how well it freezes. And if anyone has ideas what to do with oregano and lemon balm to preserve it, I have a dehydrator, I have a freezer. I don't really know what to do with that. I just enjoy smelling it, looking at it, and occasionally making some tea. But I know there's got to be some good uses for it. Here you go. I will try to do a better job of getting everything weeded and caught up from the rain. Hopefully do another garden tour before too long. One last area up front, and then this will be done. Alright, just wanted to take one little minute, show you how the tomatoes up here are doing on the patio. Flowers in the flower box. And the basil tree. This is what I call the basil tree. It's just a tower of basil. The kids are going to have to come pick it again to be able to make pesto. They're going to be pestoed out by the time the summer's done. These are some tomatoes. I don't know if they'll do anything. They were extra ones that I didn't get planted early enough, and they were getting kind of root bound in the greenhouse. So I figured I would give them a fighting chance. See what they do. My little flower bed here. Same thing over here. One of these tomatoes was a little sad looking, but better to try than not to try. And I did a cute little hanging pot over here.